I didn't get a chance to like chime in on it and like kind of say my 1-2 on it, like my 1-2 on the whole situation with that matchup yesterday. But yeah, basically the Raptors ended up making the blockbuster trade. We ended up getting um what's it called? Quickly, and we ended up getting RJ Barrett, and we ended up sending away Pascal Siakam, OG Ananobi, Precious Achua, and also Malachi Flynn, which was pretty cool. I thought it was a good trade overall. I wasn't complaining about the trade. Something has to happen with the Raptors, and they ended up playing last night. I didn't get a chance to go in and chime in on it. I wanted to say my piece on it, but I didn't get a chance to yesterday just because I was so busy wrapped up in some other stuff that I was doing. Plus, I was watching also the college football championship over there, the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl or whatever. So I just kind of was, and I was doing other things as well. So I was kind of extremely busy. But I'm going to talk about the game, and I'm going to talk about what I saw, and I'm just going to just let it out right now. I think Raptors winning was a good thing. I honestly think that was a good thing. Well needed. We needed a win. We needed a spark. You know what I mean? Quickly and Barrett are two good pieces. I think they're two good pieces. Now, Scotty Barnes, the thing, okay, I'm going to tell you guys right now, my only concern about this trade is, bro, I kind of see it already. I already started seeing it the first game. RJ Barrett played a really good game, 19 points. I'll tell you my theory on RJ Berry and what I've noticed about him. And this is goes back to his Duke days because that's when I kind of I heard about him in high school, but I don't pay attention to high school basketball players. I only kind of look at certain guys in college and then I go into the pros with them. But at the same time, I kind of noticed during his Duke days that he's kind of a guy he's big body, strong. He has a good size. He has good physique. Overall, just a good player. I think he's a good player overall. I think he's a solid player. I think he's a good player. But a problem with him is he's very streaky. And I think one thing about him is he has tunnel vision sometimes. And I think with him, it's like he forces a lot of his shots. I know it's his first game yesterday. 6 for 12 from the field goal, 50%. 6 for 8 from the free throw, 1 for 2. Overall, pretty good. I think those numbers are pretty good. The numbers are pretty good, but the shot selection sometimes is like, yeah, it's like I don't know. He's forcing a lot of his shots, and I've noticed that about him. And quickly, he came in there 28 minutes, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 5 for 13 from the field goal. And he ended up finishing 2 for 5 from 3 point, ±7. Like RJ Barrett's plus minus was -7. So that tells you everything right there. Like, bro, I know his game. I know his game, and that's the thing. Like, I think if he can basically maximize his potential and maximize the player he's supposed to be, I think Scotty Barnes has. I mean, I think RJ Barrett could be an excellent 1-2 punch for Scotty Barnes. I think they could be a very premier 1-2 punch. That's if they go into super status mode. That's like saying, Allah, they turn into Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady, because that's the upsides they have. Like they could become that kind of player, like Kobe Bryant, Tracy McGrady type guys. Like they could be that. They could have that kind of crazy upside where it's just like, bro, they can dominate both ends of the court, two-way basketball. Let's be real. RJ Barrett is huge. The guy is he's built like a brick house. He's chiseled. He's jacked. He's huge. You could tell this guy. I don't know if he lifts weights or it's just natural ability or he's just filling into his grown man body, but you could see his body is big. Scotty Barnes is the same thing too. These guys can body defenders, booming on defenders, block shot. They could literally destroy the NBA. They could literally destroy. It could be like KG and you know what I mean, Paul Pierce type of Ray Allen, you know what I mean, type shit like going on over there. Like it's just disgustingly beastly, beasting on cats, and that's what we ideally want. Now, now, the key is the development. We can't sit down and be like, oh, he's developing, he's developing. We gotta wait. We can't. I don't want to have the same conversation in 36 months, and it's still the same conversation. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of like, yo, listen, it's the NBA. You're graded on wins and losses. So if you're not winning and you're losing, then you're in trouble. You see what I'm saying? So that's how the NBA grades you. That's the grade scale. So this is something that I'm looking at. I'm looking at. So they ended up beating the team 124 to 121. in 4 quarters. They ended up taking them on. They take them out, which is a good win. I think it's a good win versus Cleveland. They're a 12 seed in the Eastern Conference, so it's not looking good. They got to get some wins under their belt now. They got to at least they got to go on a winning streak. If they can go 20-20, that'd be pretty good. If they can get at least 500, then we're in contentions of actually maybe doing something. I still don't think the season is over just yet. Pascal Siakam, they're saying I'm talking about trading him. There's rumors about him with Dallas, rumors about him with the Warriors. There's so many rumors about Siakam. It's kind of like, bro, at this point, what do you mean? What do you mean? Well, what do you mean? Shout out to my guy Liam O'Reilly. Will he be traded? I don't think he will be traded. I honestly don't think. I think he's gonna ride it out this season. I think Masai's gonna ride it out with Pascal this season. I honestly don't think he's gonna be traded. If he gets traded, I'd be shocked. People are saying trade him for the Golden State Warriors and get Kaminga, Andrew Wiggins, but at the same time, it's like, Andrew Wiggins is a good player, but Andrew Wiggins kind of he's a guy who sometimes he doesn't have a motor to him. He has a motor. Andrew Wiggins is kind of he's hit or miss. I like Andrew Wiggins. I still don't think Andrew Wiggins didn't hit the potential that he should have hit. I think Andrew Wiggins was projected to be the Michael Jordan of Canada. He's far from that. He's not even close to that. He's not even close. He's not even at Paul Pierce's level as a basketball player. Not even close to Paul Pierce. So you know what I mean? Paul Pierce also. I shouldn't even disrespect Paul Pierce. Like Paul Pierce is a legend. That guy's a sick guy. That was one of the sickest players from back at, from the 2000s and 2010s, especially the 2000s. Paul Pierce was his in the Boston Celtics jersey. Ain't no talking. Like he could do whatever he wanted on the court. So people are saying that. I think that's that. I understand the trade, the significance. Andrew Wiggins is born in 1995. Pascal Siakam is born in 1994. So you could see the significance as far as the age demographic goes. They're, you know, what I mean, they're not too far in age, but at the same time, Kaminga, I'm not too sold on Kaminga. I don't know what he is, but I think he could be a good player on the right system. I just think that what happens is there'll be too many of the same position guys on our team. I think I think if we're gonna run with RJ, I think we need maybe a solidified point guard who can score and could assist. I think Dennis Schroeder's a good part, but a backup, and then we need some big men. Like I'm sorry, but I think maybe it's time to let Boucher walk Boucher because Boucher ain't really saying nothing really like that on that level. Shouts to my guy thing. He says, a quickly, Scotty Barnes duo looks pretty good. Yeah, on paper they do look good. Scotty Barnes, Scotty Barnes, the sky's the limit for Scotty. The reality is the sky is the limit for Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes could do no wrong at this point in his career. Like all Scotty has to do is just keep getting better. Two-way basketball, but he has pieces. My only concern is RJ Barrett might try to outshine Scotty and start taking a lot of shots that I think Scotty should be taking. You see what I'm saying? But that's the thing. It could either be a situation where Scotty could be like either RJ could. It's crazy because RJ could just blow up and become the man. RJ could take this whole thing and be like, I'm taking this team. It's time for me to be the man. Or Scotty could be like, or it could be a 1-2 punch. Or Scotty could be like, I'm taking this and you're take the back seat. You're behind me. So it's a very intrigue. Or they could just be a flop. This tandem could be a flop. You know what I mean? I think this is a good three piece. I think we got three guys. I think we got a good three guys. As far as Pascal Siakam goes, if we could make the playoffs with Siakam, bro, I have no problem signing Siakam. We could get to a top five seed, top four or whatever. I don't have no problem signing Pascal, but Pascal has to like. Problem is he's not going to take over. But I like Pascal's offense though. The helm, like, are they ready to take the helm? Yo, we're just having some technical difficulties. Hang on tight for a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, sorry about that. Just some technical difficulties that were transpiring, but we are back. Yeah, sorry about that. I apologize. I was just having some technical difficulties there, but I am back up and running. So, like I was saying, this tandem, back to what I was saying. So, the Raptors did defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers on RJ Barrett's homecoming and his first game as a Raptor. Him and Emmanuel quickly. I think those guys are really good. But like I said before, RJ Barrett has the potential to actually RJ Barrett can do some damage. Like, let's be real. Let's keep it a beam. RJ Barrett, the tandem with Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett can do well. I get a lot of people nowadays, we sensationalize things and we hype things up in this era with the social media era we're in. So a lot of people are going to talk about, oh, we won, da, da, da. But until we actually get wins, and I still think a good point guard, I think Dennis Schroeder's a good backup, but I think a good point guard is great. I think, okay, Quickly's good. Thing is good as well. But as far as the situation with what's this guy's name over here? RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes. It could be a 1-2 tandem or it could be a flop. But my thing is with RJ is I want to see more consistency and more like like RJ's a China the Bull. RJ kind of reminds me RJ could be like a Carmelo Anthony almost. Like that style of play. But Carmelo Anthony was a better. Carmelo Anthony was light years ahead scoring. His ability to score was like uncanny. Like he came to the NBA able to score immediately. Carmelo Anthony knows how to score. He knows how to do the mid range. He knows how to ISO basketball. He knows how to get his shot off. He knows how to score the 3 point line in the paint. He could score all around. He was a great all around scorer. Excellent, excellent, especially on the ISO. You couldn't do any. He had enough moves in his arsenal. Now RJ Barrett needs to develop some moves. You know, what I mean, a lot of these guys have those generic AAU style basketball play where they have the generic moves. They don't really know how to score. They only know how to score going attacking the rack or shooting threes. They don't know how to mid range. They don't know how to play. They don't have good feet work. They don't have a lot of other stuff. Like Scotty displays it. The only problem with Scotty is I think Scotty needs to take over more. I still think Scotty is like I still think he's light. He has a lot of improvement to do. But our problem is, I think he needs a better coaching. I don't know who's coaching him. He needs like a freaking, he needs like a true scorer to teach him how to score. Like Carmelo at one point had Allen Iverson. He had Michael Jordan in his corner. He had Chauncey Billups. He had a lot of good players that could teach him how to do a lot of different things, and he could pick up a lot of different things from them. I think him and RJ Barrett, if they have that, like Vince Carter was able to score just off sheer athleticism. Vince Carter was the type of guy who was just he was naturally gifted. It was just kind of like it came easy to him. It wasn't even like he knew what he was. It was like he just did it with will. Like he just not even with will, with ease because of his athleticism. Remember, he was a high jumper. He was a track and field athlete. He played basketball. He was a multi-sport athlete like LeBron James too, football player and basketball player. Allen Iverson, football player, basketball player. Steve Nash, soccer player, basketball player. You see what I'm saying? Like Tim Duncan, swimmer, basketball player. You know what I mean? So these guys did a lot of other things. You know what I mean? Carmelo Anthony, I swear, I thought he was like into boxing and basketball. Like these guys do other things as well. So it's kind of like their Twitch reaction and the way they think of things and the way they get things done is next to nothing, none. You know what I mean? Like these guys can score at will. Dwayne Wade as well. Like he was a great scorer, but I think Carmelo was he was another next level. He had a lot of moves in the ISO and the post up and all that. He was pretty good, man. That guy was good. When you think about it in hindsight, his style was not really suitable for every team, but he could score though. And I think RJ can do that as well. I think Scotty can do that as well. But the thing is, it's more ISO. I want to see them play within the system. I still think Scotty, it's still Scotty's team, but RJ can come over and take over. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how these two play together. I think Scotty now is looking at a guy who's older than him, who was in virtually in the same position as him. Because let's be real, what RJ Barrett was like, what, a number 1 or 2 pick? He had to have been a number 2 or 3 pick. You know what I mean? Scotty Barnes was a number 4 pick. RJ Barrett, how old is he? The dude is like what? How old is this guy? I don't even know his age. He's 23. Okay, he's 23. Scotty Barnes is how old is Scotty? How old is this guy? Scotty Barnes is 22. Bro, these guys are close in age, man. It's like 1 year apart. They're virtually 1 year apart from each other. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like 2000 and one was born in 2001. So, bro, we got something. We got something here. Like, yo, we got something here, guys. We got something. We got something. We got something. We got something here. Like real talks. You know what I mean? Like we really got some here. You know what I mean? Real talks. Like we got some here. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be great. Quickly, let's talk about quickly very quickly. Quickly, Emmanuel quickly, good scoring. You know what I mean? Good scoring. That's the one thing that I can tell you about. He good scoring. He's gonna give you good scoring. He's gonna give you good scoring. He's gonna give you good scoring off the bench. He's gonna give you different looks. Don't be surprised. He's gonna resign with the Raptors most likely. I think him, RJ, all those guys are sticking around. Masai's not gonna let quickly just go. Quickly's going to be a part of the future as well, and he's going to be eventually what we ideally need to see is all three of them starting. Quickly needs to start thinking. Quickly needs to pick up the learning up everything because he's going to be the one starting. It's going to be Scotty, Quickly, RJ Barrett, and it's probably going to be Jakob Pertl as well as the big, and then maybe we're going to have to find another big as well, and then a point. But this going to be Quickly's going to be a guy on the rotation. He's coming. He's a part of the future of the Raptors. Let's just keep it a beam. So this is a guy I'm looking forward to, seeing what he can do out there and seeing what he's capable of and what he's his potential. You see what I'm saying? Like real talks. You know what I mean? Real talks. So he's going to be a good player. And the future is bright for the Toronto Raptors as far as the young future is looking. I like what I'm seeing. When I even talk about it, it sounds really good. You know what I mean? Emmanuel quickly, RJ, but just it's going to be a good because Emmanuel, how old is Emmanuel? He's freaking young himself too. These guys are young. Even what's his name? Emmanuel quickly. How old is he? Bro, he's 20 he's 24. So he's young too. Emmanuel quickly's young and what's his name over here? Even our boy over here Gary. Gary's not that old either. Gary, I know Gary looks a little bit like an older guy, but Gary's 20. These guys are all the same age. Gary Trent is a part of our future too. Whether you like him or not, Gary's a part of it. He looks a little bit older, but he's young. Gary Trent is like 24 as well. So these guys are all like in that 20 to early 20s age, you know what I mean, going into their mid 20s now, some of them, you know what I mean? And Gary's 24 years old as well. So it's kind of like we got some guys on it. We got some young core, you know what I mean? You feel me? Like I like what I'm seeing. Of course, Gary's quiet. That's why Gary's been quiet. You know what I mean? He's a quiet guy. You know what I mean? Gary's a good player. I don't care what anyone says. I like Gary. I just like to see Gary needs to get more possession, more playing time. Gary needs to be in that rotation heavily. And I think Gary could be more than just a offensive scorer. I think if Gary could really stick it up in his mind, Gary can be a part of Gary's a part of his future. And I hope Messiah keeps Gary as well. I just need to see Gary to work a little bit harder, and Gary needs to find his niche. And I think the communication is something that these guys need to work on. These guys really need to spend more time with each other. They need to build because it rubs on each other. When you spend more time with somebody, you become more of alike. You guys all start thinking alike. You guys all start picking up a lot of the characteristic traits. And I think Gary, RJ, Scotty, and Emmanuel quickly, of course, need to spend more time with each other on the court and play with each other and hang out with each other. You know what I mean? It was like very similar with Pascal and Norman and because we already seen this before. We had look how successful we had with when we had Norman, Pascal, and all those guys together. They were really successful. They were a really, really good team. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? Of course the trades had to happen. Norman, of course, still having a great career out there in LA. You know what I mean? Fred Van Fleet is out there in Houston and Pascal is still with us, but we'll see what the future has for Pascal. But at the same time, I think we have the right core of guys. Guys, this season, it we'll see by January, the end of January. The end of January, we're going to determine where we are and what we're doing. Unless we make some crazy push throughout February, by All Star Weekend, we kind of have an idea where we're going. If we're going to try to get into this playoff contention, maybe play in. If we squeeze in a play in, whatever, we can at least have some hope. But at the same time, it's like if we can go into the play in and win that, and then go into the playoffs and then fucking just pull off a miracle and win that, then it's like, okay, you know what? We gotta start looking around. Like, okay. The future is bright. We need to do something though. We got it, and it starts with Scotty. Pascal's here. Pascal's here. I like what I've seen from Pascal lately. He's been playing with a sense of urgency, bro. That game versus Detroit. Even though we lost to Detroit, that Siakam played his freaking. Siakam was on a man on a mission. He was sliced. That third quarter was all his. Everyone who watched that game say, "Yo, this guy was the guy." At the end of the game, people looked at him. If Scotty Barnes didn't decide to play to the last 5 minutes. If Scotty played all 4 quarters, we would have won the game by then. But Scotty was just all, I don't know. He was maybe sad that OG left. I don't know. He was depressed or something. I don't know what was going on with him. But he wasn't himself. You know what I mean? And it showed on the court. So but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Real talks. It is what it is. That's how life is. Now, I don't know where Coloco is going on with Coloco because I would love to see Coloco be. Grady's going to be, of course, a part of this. Grady ain't going nowhere. Coloco. We got some guys, man. We just need to get somebody needs to step up. Somebody needs to take over. That's all it boils down to. But we got some guys, man. Like real talks. We got some guys. We got some guys. Like real, like, you know what I mean? Run on sentence, but you know what I'm saying right now. So honestly, we just have to keep it up. We just have to keep fighting. We got to start playing as a team. Keep it up. Stay focused. But the future is there. There's something there, guys. There's something there, man. Let's stay optimistic. Let's stay resilient. But there is something there. You know what I mean? Real talks. There's something there. There's something there, yo. We have guys there. We have guys. It's something there. All right. Listen, guys. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. I'm not gonna spend too much time yapping my mouth. You know what I mean? Raptors. We won the game versus Cleveland the other day. Raptors. We're gonna play. Who do we play next? We're gonna go on that long waiting. That long thing now. We got the Memphis Grizzlies tomorrow. This is gonna be a tough one. This is gonna be a very. This is a very good team. It's a very explosive team. They got some high flyers on this team. They got some hoopers on this team, yo. So this is gonna be a really. This is gonna be one of those games. We gotta start looking at Memphis. Don't sleep on Memphis. Then we got the Warriors. We got the Lakers. We got the Clippers. We got the Jazz. Bro, this is a tough one. These are all playoff teams we're playing. Then we got the Jazz. We got the Celtics, Miami. Bro, we don't have an easy game until the 18th, bro, of January. The next one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 games are all hard opponents, better than us. Then we have the Bulls. That's when we get easier. Then we have the Knicks. They're tough as well. And then we have the Grizzlies and then the Clippers. Bro, we have we have some tough opponents coming up, man. We don't have no slouch games. And when you're at the bottom of the conference, you're gonna have to start scrapping. You're gonna have to scramble and fight for what's yours and get some wins out here. So let's get ready for this. Let's get locked and loaded, guys and girls. And we got Memphis tomorrow. I'm gonna be live tomorrow after the game. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna make sure of that. I'm immediately there after the game too, because I know I haven't been doing a lot of the after the games, but I'm gonna give you guys after the game as well. There was a little slouch, and I'm gonna do those games. Don't get me wrong. There was some games I didn't do. There was like a time frame. It was like it was like a one, two, three, four, five, six games I just did not cover, which I will go back to and I will cover them. So you guys expect contact for that for the week. Their last year's games, of course. There was Atlanta, the second game, Atlanta going all the way to the the Celtics. That's the one I'll be covering. So I'll be covering those 6 games. All right. So expect 6 videos to come out sporadically of me that I'm gonna drop. And I'm just gonna go over them, just talk about what we did, and et cetera, and where we're going. But I got that game for you tomorrow. All right? So I'm signing out. Adios, deuces, peace.